Hey, we are live. Welcome to the Lynn and Scott Show. I'm Lynn Serrano.
I'm Scott Jones.
I am super excited tonight, Scott, because we have a habit of just inviting people and never know when they're going to show up, right?
We have no clue who's going to show up or how it's going to go, so join us and find out.
Okay, and we're going to be right back. I'm playing around with music, so little interesting intro. Here we go. Hey, at least I faded it out. This Lynn being a producer.
I do miss our old theme music, though.
I kind of do too,
Grab your friend.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Just because we're doing podcasts and we're doing all YouTube and all these places that we are right now, I want to make sure that I own the rights to the music. And so I'm starting to go with the royalty stuff, because we're going big. We're going big. So welcome, Scott.
I would like to have, you know what I want? I want the Three's Company theme music for us. Come
Oh,
on, knock on
man.
my door.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
every time
We've been
people come in
waiting
the
for
room.
you. Yeah, we can make our own little inversion.
Waiting for Jewel, waiting for Jewel.
Waiting for Jude,
Oh, we've been waiting for Jewel.
Yeah, waiting for Jude. That's how you speak when you speak. Hey, Lenny Davis is in the house. Go big or go home. Exactly, man. That's the big deal is we're podcasting now, so we got to keep it real. Oh, and there's Scott Ricard. I caught
My
you show
Florida
again.
guy. All right.
Hey, welcome, Scott. We really appreciate you being here. And you are awesome. And I love you too. We love you too. We
love you too, brother.
Here. Okay,
Thanks for being here.
So tonight's really going to be interesting because we invited a few people and they've got lives, they got things they're doing, not like us single people, right, Scott? Because we
yeah.
we just love it. But
I was just trying to decide if I was going to watch a TV show or fold socks. I had nothing going on, so I'm good.
Yes, so we're here on time, but we did invite a few people that are actually going to be here, and I'm super excited about. And it's going to be.
Can I make an announcement before we start with the show?
Yes,
I want to welcome into the world my grandson who was born at 2:00 in the morning to my beautiful daughter Hillary. She already has my granddaughter Hazel, and now my grandson Jake has arrived, and he's got 10 fingers and 10 toes, and he's absolutely gorgeous, and everybody's healthy and everybody's good. So just welcome to the world, my new grandson.
Oh my gosh. I am super, super excited. This is amazing because you don't understand my green room backstage. We are going to be popping. You're going to see my expression of excited I get for the people that pop in tonight. It's going to really be cool because it's just, oh, look at what,
Lenny, thank you.
Congratulations. Hey, we need to have Lenny on here sometime. Lenny is a retired federal agent. And he's got stories and Lenny, we got to have you on here sometime. It's going to be fabulous. And so congratulations, Grandpa. This is so exciting.
What do the grandkids call you? It's funny because my children call my father grandfather, nothing else. Not pop, not any of those. It's grandfather. So my grandkids call me granddad. It's just it's very formal, I know. But it's cute when a little kid says granddad. So I like it. And that's what Nicole is with us. She wanted to jump in last minute. Her and I have our show tomorrow night at 7:00. Make sure you check it out at Live Out Loud Podcast on Facebook and the ATC Network on YouTube. It's called He Said, She Said. So that's on tomorrow night at 7:00.
Yeah. And that's how beautiful Nicole, and she'll be popping in with us here at the last minute. So we're excited to see her. Yeah, she's coming in. She's got the key and she's coming in. And so, I want to just invite a few people that we got in the back room right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. And then we got some other stuff to talk about. And I'm very okay. So let's just I'm so excited. Okay, so first of all, Scott, I want to tell you that this next person that we're going to have on here is she has a little show that I'm producing for her, and we just changed the theme song for this guest that we have. And so this is a little clip of her little video, real quick, of her show. I'm loving this.
Oh,
Oh, wait. But before we finish, welcome to the stage. Welcome to the show, Miss Debbie. I love you so much.
Hey, guys.
And Debbie,
Hi,
did you
Deb.
also see who's backstage right now?
No, I can't. I can only see myself.
I'm so
pretty
glad
bored.
because look at this. I'm going to roll this back. This will remind you. This will clue you
Roll it
in on
back.
who we have. That's right. The one and only Tanya.
Hello, my beautiful lady. Well, that's a far cry better than that.
no.
No, I was
switched over to
banging my
Tanya.
head. I was banging my
Yeah.
head. I was like, yeah, that's fire. I
We
love it.
like all genres, don't we?
I
And
love it.
Debbie, you got rock and roll. We got the theme from Mario. I don't know what happened here.
Well, it was you know me, I do things at the last minute production, right, Debbie? So I went and just did that instead of the other thing. And I was
Oh my
like,
God.
oh, shoot, let me just stick this one in there. So it was really.
Tanya, beautiful voice.
Thank you,
Absolutely
thank you,
gorgeous
thank
voice.
you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Tanya,
I'm excited you're here, babe.
are you graduating pretty soon?
I did already on
Was it
Saturday.
April 30th?
April
Yeah.
30th. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
look at
Thank
that
you,
beautiful
thank you,
woman
thank
there.
You, thank you.
She
God
just-
is good.
She just keeps piling on those degrees.
Oh my gosh. I'm done, I think, because I'm tired.
Which degree is this?
Master's of Education.
Oh, well, lovely. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but yeah, it's over with. I'm trying not to do something else. They keep asking me for doctorate information if I'd like to, and I'm like, no, we are not doing that. So
Never say never.
yeah, never say never, but I'm saying never right now, Lynn. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna take
Going
these
out.
glasses off because it's the glare in my room from these glasses. But yeah, I'm saying no right now.
Oh,
I need a minute.
Yeah,
no,
I
you
believe
gotta
you.
You got to breathe. You absolutely got to breathe. You know, before we go on our topic for today, and we're going to, and I'm pretty excited about diversity, equality, and inclusion as we see it, you know, because Scott and I were talking about, you know, like, I don't like labels. I don't like, you know, we started with the stigma and labels and people sabotaging themselves and stuff. And so like last week we got into this little funny conversation, and I should wait for some more people to get on the guest, but I'm going to take a minute and bring up this video from last week, and keep an eye on Rex. He's below me on this video.
Funny.
Okay. You got to, this is from last week.
I own the things I do. I can also change the things I do. So it's all about owning your behaviors.
And the work that you do when you're training people to help other. I just back my own glasses up.
That's a great blooper for later. I needed a blooper. I got it now.
Fantastic. Wow. Did that really happen?
Man, you really tossed
Wait a minute.
those suckers.
How hard is it to find your glasses when you knock your glasses off your face? Because now you can't see.
Man, that was some
There you
turn.
are.
There. That was some turn. Whoa.
How many times I lose my glasses and can't see them to find them?
Are you nervous? Do we make you
Love you,
nervous or
Rex.
something?
Yeah, as an example, I just sabotaged myself.
I knew he was going to turn this into an example.
When you don't have an answer, throw your glasses across the room. There you go.
I tried really hard not to sabotage, but if things happen. So the point is, and I almost fell off my chair trying to find them. So. I'm only here for your laughing pleasure.
That's funny.
I mean, and you know what, Lynn? I listened to that back. If I wouldn't have known that I said tossed the suckers, it kind of sounds like something else.
It did. It did. And I thought, whoa, Debbie really let it fly there, didn't she?
Hey, oh my gosh, this is hysterical because
Oh my
we just
gosh.
showed that clip and you wouldn't even. Oh my gosh, this is hysterical. I'm waiting a
It's
second here, but
amazing.
Rex is such a great guy.
He's a great sport too.
he's
We all
a-
laughed the whole rest of the show
yeah,
at that glass.
Rex Sykes is he's pretty awesome when he shows up, and he might be in the green room. We just get him here in a minute, and what's here, but not
I laughed so
on the
hard.
cam. Okay, this is interesting. So let's try this because I don't know what he means by here, but he's in the Witness Protection Program.
I'm just an electronic disc. I show up as a TV.
Oh my gosh.
Rex is in the Witness Protection Program.
Rex is like, no one's gonna see me throw my glasses.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Rex, welcome to the show. We can't see you, but we know you're here.
Well, I'm eating, and I didn't want to.
Oh, okay. I thought he was like the Great Oz. He's behind the magic curtain.
In the circle. I'm in the center of that circle.
What are you eating, Rex? Are we invited?
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, listen, Tanya's like, listen, if we have to just wonder what you're eating, the least you could do is give us a shout out. What's on your plate?
What is it?
I made myself some broccoli, mushroom, steak, carrot, celery, ginger, rice.
That
All
sounds
right.
good.
Wow,
That sounds
that's
good,
cool.
Rex. Well, I'll put you down for a minute for you to be able to eat your.
Down.
Don't try to talk while you're eating. You end up choking, and
put me
we'll have
down.
to laugh again, and it'll be a whole new funny show.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can
just-
eat silently. You don't want me chewing anyway, but she said she's going to put me down. What kind of
Yeah, don't put him down. That's rude.
down? Oh wow! How nice of you.
That's
I'm dying
funny.
over here. Okay, I got to be professional now. Okay, so for our
Right.
podcast people that don't know what's going on, we can't see Rex's visual. He has just a circle, and I just jokingly said that he's in a witness protection program this week after the video I shared with people this week.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him I'm in a witness protection program.
Oh,
Know my cover while you're at it.
Oh my gosh.
oh my
Rex, I got to tell you something, brother. I felt bad not having your book, so I went on Amazon to order it. Unfortunately, I knocked my glasses off my face when I was ordering, and I ended up getting Ray Stevens' greatest hits.
I love it. I love it.
So,
Genuflect.
Oh my God.
No, that was Tom Laird. Ray Stevens' greatest hits. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's close. It makes me laugh. So,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm laughing my butt off over here. Okay, you guys, this is no. Wow, now everybody knows where Rex is. Damned, that witness protection program sucks.
Yeah, hey, you got Lynn to thank.
Linda,
Oh my
thank,
God.
yeah.
Yeah, got me to thank. Anyways, so back to the show here. So
Well, don't let me interrupt.
no, not at all.
And by the way, any secret you have to tell everyone, go ahead, because a secret is something you tell everyone in the strictest confidence.
that's right.
Okay.
All right.
Tanya's like, okay, we got
Okay,
you.
yeah.
We
We're
got you.
We are among friends here, right?
Definitely.
That's what I love.
Focus on what's important. That's Scott and Debbie and Tanya, and I'll just be the little like white guy just in the corner.
Oh no,
No.
Wait. Nobody puts baby in the corner.
there you go.
Nobody puts anybody in the corner. And I think that's what I love about our topic tonight. Diversity, equality, and inclusion. That means everybody. And this is how we all see it in our own different perspectives on what we have. So, I've told in the past my little stories about, being Puerto Rican, and Scott didn't even know till Facebook that I wasn't even Puerto Rican, and he always thought I was Italian.
We were kids. I thought you were Italian.
Yeah.
Well,
and
Tanya,
again,
that's what she did. No one knew she was black until Facebook, right, Tanya?
They thought I was Mexican for a while. Yeah, that was funny.
really?
I love
Yeah.
it.
For real.
whatever you could be
She's
whatever
just
you
going
want to be.
along with this
Yeah.
insanity.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, just be me. That's whatever we want to do.
Serious? So they just thought that you were Mexican? Why was
No, no, there are sometimes like when I worked at Walmart
that? Uh-huh.
before I was in the mix of getting my degree. So I worked there in the summertime and I would hear people that were Hispanic would come up and they would start talking to me like I knew what they were saying. Now I only know like 7 words. So I look at them and I'm like, no habla inglés. And they'd be like, and I don't think I even said that correctly, but they looked at me
No,
all
it sounds
No, you just said I don't
You
speak
said
English.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't speak English.
Oh, I don't speak English. Is that what I was telling them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you were telling
That's
me.
why they was looking at me all crazy. 'Cause I told them I don't speak English now.
They're like,
no
yeah, I
habla
know.
español. No habla español.
No, what is it?
No,
No
habla
habla
español.
español.
Okay, whatever you said. That's what I should have said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
love
that,
it.
and then people would come up to me and they would ask, if I was African American. I'm like, yeah. So different people, they just don't know, and it's my skin tone, and that's because my mom's mom was a Blackfoot Indian, and she had the skin color and the whole nine. But yeah, it's different, and I live in little Circleville, Ohio, so it's different.
Oh my
I
goodness.
lot
love
different
the
here.
idea that your mom was Blackfoot Indian. Are you still connected to the culture at all?
My sister Debbie is a historian for the state of Ohio and does a lot of. She has a business here, and she does a lot of that historical stuff for our culture. Don't ask me questions about it because I have no idea.
But Debbie knows.
Debbie knows. If I put Debbie, my sister, on here, we would be here for hours.
Yeah, that's cool because
Oh
she's
my
a
God.
resource to you, though. So
She
if you ever
is.
wanna
She is.
know-
Yeah, I spoke for her Saturday, and I got a historian humanitarian award from
I
that
saw
organization
that.
Saturday. So yeah, she knows it all. She studies it. It's her lifeblood. I'm like, okay, just tell me what to say.
Yeah.
Where I'm
Wow.
going. I understand it, but I don't get into the culture like she does. But I know who I am and where I come from. But other than the
Yeah.
study, yeah, I don't
That's
do that.
awesome.
But
That's
she's
awesome.
on it. She's on it.
You know,
I love it.
unfortunately, there's so many people that don't know where they come from and they don't
Yeah.
know what cultures they hail from, and it's all forgotten.
Yeah.
So it's good your sister's keeping that alive for people.
Oh yeah. And she'll study yours too. Give her a call. She'll be like, "Oh, let me
Oh,
tell
that's
you." Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
I know. I
do
have
you.
Cherokee Indian
Yeah.
quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
have that olive undertone in my
Yeah.
skin. I tan really easily and everything.
I've got
Yeah.
some native from Puerto Rico. I forget what kind of tribe it is.
Yeah.
I think we all have some Native American.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
That's
yeah.
exactly.
My family's from Wales. We're just we're just like hang out in the rain and the no sun and all that stuff, and that's what we are.
Oh my God. He's funny.
You're hilarious. He
Yeah.
is. He's entertaining.
Oh,
Okay.
Scott goes, whatever, Lynn, you're Italian. Okay.
That's what everybody thought for years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I stay in the sun for a little bit and I get pretty dark. I
Yeah.
can get pretty dark too, And so my dad, my one sister would get so dark. He'd tell her, you have to stay out of the sun, because she'd get so dark.
Yeah.
But, our skin colors are all different. Wow. Full house tonight. Yes, Tim. It's nice to see you here. We'll have to have you on the show sometime, Mr. Podcaster himself.
Hi,
So-
Tim.
Absolutely.
But it's one of those things where why do we have to split hairs when it comes to loving people? Why do we have to say, we have special different rules for how I'm going to treat Tanya or Debbie or Scott or Rex? This is what all of us have come together. We just know to love everybody. We
Yeah.
love them if they're ignorant. We love them if whatever. I mean, because it's such a simple way to do everything. I feel. And Scott's doing a lot of work with helping with people with addictions and mental illness and all these different things. And diversity, equality, and inclusion is so important because we're trying to just take away labels. We're trying to take people's self-talk, because we hear other people say things about a different culture. I denied being Puerto Rican so long that when my kids knew we were Puerto Rican, they're just like so proud. And I'm proud of them for being proud. But, I come from the generation where it wasn't cool to be, Hispanic and all this. And being Puerto Rican, they try not to say we're Caucasian and take our Latino part away. Because if you look at a job application, you will see that it says on there Puerto Rican or Hispanic, or whatever kind of, splitting the hairs again within the nationality.
Mhm.
So again, what's wrong with this? There's a lot wrong here. I mean, we do better being together and enjoying life and being like-minded so
Well, I have something to say. So
Yes.
we started this out really talking about what we have in our heritage and what, all of that. So
right.
while we say that, then we're also saying, but we shouldn't label one another. Oh, but I have Cherokee in me and I'm also white and I'm also, so we're feeding into that a little bit. But what I think is important to recognize during this show, we're not saying because I have Cherokee Indian in me, because I'm a white woman, because of whatever, I don't want to be labeled that way. I just need to know where I came from and be Debbie.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
someone meets me, I'm just Debbie. You don't
Yes.
have to say, I'm labeling you this or that, or you come from here. And so this is how you are. This is Debbie as a person. And I think that's where we get into trouble sometimes, is we unknowingly sometimes group people into their own little categories. And really, we're all the human beings. We're the human race. We're one. And we have to remind ourselves sometimes of that, right?
Well, Debbie, even in African American culture, there are people that are fair-skinned, brown-skinned, dark-complected, and there's a prejudice within our own race because of the skin color and the tones, your hair texture, everything. It can be a bias between the whole entire, nationality, and it shouldn't be that way.
I didn't
That's
know
right.
that.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have right now. I have people like my family. I call them the rainbow, because we have Korean and black. We have mixed race with white and black. And then my Korean nephew and my oldest brother's his dad, his kids look like they're all Hispanic, even though they're Korean and black. And then their mom is white. So there's some that say because of what they look like, the kids are they'll see me in the store like, "Hi, Aunt Tanya," and the people are like, "What?" Looking at me like, "Is that really somebody you related to?" And because they look so different.
Yeah.
And they look like they wouldn't go within our family. But we, like I said, we have the rainbow in our family, and everybody treats and loves everybody the same. But in our own nationality, my skin color, my texture, my hair, somebody down the street that's darker complected and has a little coarser type of hair, there could be me looking at them being like, "Oh, no," and it shouldn't be that way.
No.
I don't do that because I don't care. I'm like, whatever it is. If you have a problem with me, just keep it moving because I don't have time for all that. But what I'm saying is it's terrible that you would see somebody treat somebody in their own race a different way because of the way they look.
That's incredible. I did not know that.
Yes.
You guys,
it's a catch-22 with some of this stuff. Even using these words, diversity, equality, inclusion, even the use of those words suggests that there's separation.
Yeah.
right.
And that's where the problem lies, is that if we're constantly talking about diversity, what we're saying is things are different and we need to bring differences together instead of saying that different isn't different. It's just flavor. It's that's all it is. We should be able to wear labels. Listen, when I go to a conference, I'm wearing a tag on my shirt that says Scott Jones with Addiction Training Center, and that's my label, and I need people to see it. And if I want to put a label on that says I'm African American, I'm Welsh, I'm this, I'm that, it's about how we view those labels as not being just all good. It should just be all good. Just every time we start talking about things like inclusion, what we're saying is there's people on the outside. Yeah. We got to stop thinking that way and start thinking we're all together. And I don't know how to achieve that.
I don't know.
I totally understand what you guys are saying. It's like a catch-22. The more you fight for diversity, the more you're pointing out the differences instead of celebrating the things that bring us together.
Before we go any further, as far as labels, I want to share something really quick, a quick commercial for the fact that I have another show tomorrow. And tomorrow on Lynn and Cheryl, we have the one and only Jerry is going to be there, and he's labeled as the chimney sweeping guy. And I want to bring him onto the stage right now.
Oh my gosh,
amazing,
Jerry.
Mr. Amazing man,
Aw.
Jerry Eisenhower. Thank you for being here, Jerry. I love you so much.
Well,
He's
thank
gonna.
you. You know, I was sitting there listening to you, and I'm from the South, as you may know by my accent, and
Just
Wow.
un poquito, un poquito, un poquito.
even though
I thought it was
speak-
Italian. I think everything's Italian.
That's
So.
it. Even though I speak very similar to William Shakespeare, everybody deducts 10 IQ points just because you have a Southern accent.
See, you get
That's so
discriminated all the
true.
time.
And it really is. And, I travel a lot. And when you go in other parts of the country, like you go in the Northeast, and everybody is labeled as Jewish, Catholic, Polish, German, Irish, and all that. You even look at it. I'm a student of the mafia, believe it or not. I'm actually reading a really in-depth story right now. And that was a very inclusive group, because unless you were from the right country, unless you were from Sicily, you didn't qualify to ever be in the mafia. And so it's a really big thing. But anyway, I've just been sitting here listening to you. Lynn sent me an invite to come in, so I just come in and say hey for a minute.
Be careful what you say, Jerry, because the guy in the middle here is in the witness protection, as you can see. We're not allowed to see his face. So
I noticed that.
But let me welcome Jerry too. You're the chimney sweep guy.
Well, kind of, Rex. I'm actually a coach that specializes and works with chimney sweeps from around the country. But yes, I was an active chimney sweep for many, many years. I've been in that industry for about 42 years now.
So, as a friend of mine would say, and I think it was Murray Langston, he would say, your business is going through the roof.
Yeah.
oh, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Oh,
analogies,
wow.
Rex.
I'm sorry, that was somebody else's gag, but welcome.
But it is. But it's really interesting. I go to coaching conferences, and everybody is an executive coach. And then they said, well, what do you do? I said, well, I work with blue collar American service technicians. And they said, well, what do you specialize in? I said, when I tell you the niche, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I work with chimney sweeps across the United States. And I'm on the road a lot. I just got back from New York last week. I'm here this week. In fact, Lynn's been wanting me to get on her and Cheryl's show for a couple of weeks. And this is the first Wednesday I'll be home in about 2 months or more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Can I say something? I just, because you can't see my mouse move, I just have to kind of ask. But believe me, it's moving. What's so cool about that, Jerry, is that you demonstrate that there's something for everyone. So, and there, look at that, I'm featured.
That's funny.
But you demonstrate that, there are a lot of people who say, well, I don't know, who needs my business or who would want this or whatever. But you demonstrate that everybody can benefit from coaching and from, whatever industry they're in. I think that's beautiful. I really do.
Well, I'm gonna blow Jerry's horn here, so to speak. This man, he goes and he has such a niche. He goes into these, this is my perspective and what I know. He goes into these chimney sweeping companies and he actually helps their business in wherever they need to give the best quality professional. Cheryl helps with the hiring. She helps with making sure that they have unity and diversity and equality work. I mean, they encourage the employees to get along together and they troubleshoot. I mean, he really goes there and he takes care of these businesses to make sure that they're running at top notch. And Jerry can correct me if not. But Jerry, on this topic though, when you go into an office and there's like some people are not getting along and stuff, what advice do you give them to like get along? Because I know you do a lot of that stuff for encouragement. So,
well, actually, we had a call with a whole company this morning, and this was a lot of it, which was they were having some real challenges because they were not communicating well. And usually what happens is somebody says something and somebody else takes it the wrong way, and then people get their feelings hurt. Or, another one is if you're working with consumers today, there's some consumers, be honest with you, they're a pain in the ass. They are. If you've ever worked with the public, a customer, even though we spell them paycheck, they can be a pain in the rear end. So they come back in the office and the service technicians are just letting it loose. They've got to let it out. And you just got, that's the worst thing people do is they hold in their frustrations. And when you hold in the frustrations, it's just like a poison. I mean, it just makes you deathly ill. It really does. And it adds stress. So a lot of it, is getting people's attitudes fixed. We work with their morale. We disc assess them. Cheryl is a disc assessor. So we learn the behavior patterns. We learn how everybody can get along. I'm also, I'm certified by a couple different groups. One of them is the Gittimer group. I'm certified as a sales coach under Gittimer, but we teach them attitudes. I mean, we teach negative attitudes, positive attitudes. And then one of the things that Gittimer presses is the yes attitude. So we teach people how to have a yes attitude. I can do this. You can do whatever you want as long as you set your mind to it. There's nothing holding you back in this world but you. And like I said, you look at it, and when you think of, like I said, I'm from the South, and when people think of the South, a lot of them think that we are a very, very non-inclusive group. But actually, when you go into the South, if you get to know us, we're probably more inclusive than other parts of the country are, because we don't separate by race, by color, by creed, by anything else. We look at human beings as human beings and what you can produce in this world and what you're doing good for other people.
I love that, Jerry. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
Excellent.
You're such a great guy. He's like a dad to me. I just love him so much. He's got so much wisdom.
Yeah, I think every time I hear him speak, and I pay attention to him during Grow Live too, I think he practices what he preaches. So, Jerry, I like listening to you. When you have someone in your life who can project something, but then also walk the walk. And they talk. Let's see you walk the walk. That's amazing when you see somebody live their life genuinely by what they also say. So thank you.
Well, like I said, Lynn spent some time here. The one thing about myself and Cheryl, we're workaholics. I mean, I just got back. We went to dinner. I'm back down at my desk now doing some reports. I'll be here till about 9 o'clock, which is a normal work day for me. I'll start about 5:30 every morning. But yeah, when you're dedicated to what you do, but the biggest thing is where you can enjoy what you do. It's kind of like I look at my clients, every one of them is a trophy on the wall, and to see them get what they want in life and go where they want to go, that's my true payment for what I do.
That's amazing.
Yep. You're awesome,
Excellent.
Jerry.
Excellent.
Love you so much. And we almost lost him a year ago. So every day has been a gift to me to know he's still on this side of the fence. We literally almost lost him, and I think the next day you were back to work, Jerry. You want to tell him really quick?
As soon as they let me out of that hospital, I was back at my desk. It was 48 hours when they let me out. So yeah, in fact, I attended a conference call. Debbie, so you'll know, I was there on a Thursday and I tuned into a Grow Live call, and Ken said, "What are you doing on here?" I said, "Well, there's nothing else to do in this hospital. I got to do something."
That's awesome. You had like a massive heart attack or something, right?
Oh, yeah. I had what they call a widowmaker years ago. It would have took you out, but with today's medicine and the way they can move you through, it's pretty amazing what they can do when you have an issue like that.
Wow.
See, I feel really terrible now. Here he is doing these great things in the hospital. I had a heart attack myself, and it was because of my drinking and drugging and all the stuff I did in my past. And I had people sneak fried chicken into my hospital room. I'm in the coronary unit eating fried chicken under the blanket of my bed.
Scott, if it hadn't been during COVID, I would have done the same thing.
There we go. Okay.
When I went in, I had the heart attack. Then they found out I had COVID at the same time. So then they put me in the COVID ward.
Wow.
And so you're isolated.
So you almost had a heart attack from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna have another one. I have to go in here.
Did they do the stress test? Did they do the stress test with you at the end where they made you get on the treadmill and everything?
No, they just told me to go home, go back, whatever I was doing, keep doing it. And actually have been fine. I go back to the doctor. They tell me, hey, just keep doing what you're doing.
Scott, they put you on the treadmill because they caught you at the fried chicken.
That could be it.
I'm in the hospital.
Cholesterol blockage.
I'm in the hospital like 5,
Like,
6
listen,
days.
you got to take a few laps after that.
They made me go on a treadmill, and they said it was because they were trying to recreate the incident to see if they could recreate the incident because it was like some electrical impulse in my heart or something, whatever it was. And I said, and I jumped off the treadmill and I said, I'm not doing this. If somebody comes in the emergency room because they got shot, do you heal them, sew them back up, and bring them down here and shoot them again? No.
Well, Lynn,
recreate the incident.
Lynn, I'm going to step back out of here. I appreciate you inviting me in for a couple minutes. So, hey, tune us in tomorrow, and I'll tell you what a chimney sweep really does tomorrow. Maybe talk a little bit about the history. It's wherever Lynn wants to take it. I'll tell you about climbing boys and Victorian chimney sweeps and all that. Depends on where she wants to go with the subject tomorrow, okay?
Awesome. What'd you say, Rex?
The Rex
he's asking his dog if he wants to go potty, I guess.
Sorry, didn't realize my mic was muted with that.
You're in Clubhouse, Rex. Thank you, Jerry. Love you. See you tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by.
See you, Jerry. Wow, very cool.
Hey, Lynn, I'm going to have to go too because I have an assignment I have to finish for my job. So yeah, this is crazy.
And do you want to talk really quick how you never really saw any prejudice or anything until you went for a job?
True.
If you want to share that really quick.
Yeah, I applied. Born and raised here, predominantly white neighbors and people around me. There's maybe 50 black folks that live here in Circleville that I'm aware of. Others, I see people come in and out, but I don't know if they're residents or not. But I had went for a position at one of the local agencies here, and I had my human services degree at the time and my master's of business, and I went to this position, applied for it, never heard anything. So when I took the position I have now, I went there with a client, and as I'm looking over in through the glass part where you had to go do check-in, I see a woman that I knew from a bank. Okay. Now, I'm not saying she wasn't educated to do the job, but no one called me. No one texted me. No one asked me to come in for an interview. But this person who I knew for a fact worked at our local bank was sitting across from me. And I even mentioned, I'm like, don't you work at the bank? But it was because it was the good old boy mentality. I'm your friend. She's your friend. So hire this friend kind of thing. Yeah. And it didn't matter the qualifications. So, like I stated in the last podcast, we talked about the mayor and I, we go round and round and round because I'm like, no, you have to have people that are qualified. And it could be me or someone Caucasian, someone Hispanic, someone from any nationality, but they have to have the qualifications to take these positions and not just hire because it's your friend.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the times that happen in my city is that person's in that position. Like the position I have now, before I took this position as a service coordinator, I was interviewed for the administrator job. And the person that got the administrator job she told me after a few weeks into the position that she did not have any grant writing experience. And that was part of the position. Mm-hmm. I did have that. Yeah. But I never got the administrator job.
So it's favoritism, you know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Yeah. Did you, Tanya, even get an interview?
I got the position under her, like the assistant person. Okay. But the administrative part of it, I mean, I had the advocacy part, the family engagement part. I went to school for the human services part. They got my business, my master's in business. I went anything they asked me to do. I had credentials in a lot of things. This person had never wrote a grant and told me to my face she didn't. Wow. But I had. So, it's that thing. And I understand. I totally get it here and where I live at, how these things work. Mm-hmm. But like I say, it's not fair because not that I should have got the position. Anybody that was qualified should have been able to get the position.
I could do the job.
So, and every day she and I struggle at times because I'm listening to her and she's, ranting and raving about what's happening with this billing and different things. And I'm just quietly typing, taking care of my clients because I'm thinking I'm not going to buy into you're crazy because I know what should have happened in the first place.
Right.
But it's okay.
Well, that creates a kind of a chaotic environment too. When they hire you underneath someone where you have the most experience and you
Mhm.
have the qualifications,
Mhm.
that's kind of setting you both up for a
Failure.
not so great
Yeah.
relationship. So that's
But
not
Yeah.
fair to either one of you.
we're cool with each other.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just don't do
Because-
her job though. Don't be writing that
No.
thing
Oh,
out for her
Tanya
for her to
no,
put her
no,
name.
I don't. I told her, I
Good.
said, you're the administration. I do the leg. I'm the legs. That's what I
Yeah.
tell her. I do the leg work. And my thing is,
Yeah.
she'll tell you. I don't know. I mean,
Mhm.
she's
Yeah.
very, she's a really cool person to work with, and that was unfair to her as well. That's what bothers
Yeah.
I
me
think too.
because
Yeah.
they set her up to fail.
Yeah.
Her
Right.
stuff, because she's got a higher regulation. She's got all these different grants she has to write for, and she's got all this money come from commissioners, the mayor, all these different pods of money that she has to make sure they're put into the right place, or then that's misappropriation of funds. So you got to be very careful what you do with them dollars. But she'll tell me in a minute, I don't know, I got to go home. I'm like, I'm
Okay.
going home. You go home. I'm going home too. So that's what happened today. She's like, I'm out. I said, where are you going? She goes home. I said, okay, let me get my briefcase. I'm right with her.
Yeah.
I'm going home too.
And
Yeah.
Tanya, I love this story because the point you're saying is that, you know what, you don't feel bad about it, but it's obvious to you and her that you guys have different wrong titles for each other.
Yeah.
And yet you're still not holding that against her. And that's what
No,
the world needs to come to. And
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
love that story. And
Yeah.
that's why I appreciate you sharing it, because you're not, you're not pointing blame. You're taking ownership to your part, and
Yeah.
she's taking ownership to her part. And it's just the way it is right now. And Rex, do you want to say something before she leaves about this? Because I think she's handling it really well. And I think this is
Is
just
he a
serves to-
psychiatrist or is he a therapist?
He's an amazing guy
He's
that
a
knows.
guru of
I was like,
He
if you're a
wrote this
therapist,
book.
I need
Life
your number if
on
you're a
your
therapist. I
terms.
need that.
This is Mr.
Well,
Rex. Are
Tanya-
you there?
Tanya,
You
let
can
me
swear
tell
in
you,
Clubhouse. Go
He's
ahead.
muted right now, but
Yeah.
Tanya, let me tell you, I did grant writing for years for the state of New Jersey. I did HUD
Wow.
grants, housing and urban development, and I was a grant reviewer and a grant specialist. But I would never ever want to write another grant again. I even have a nonprofit that we started, and I look for other people to do the work. You know what? More power that if you get to watch somebody else write the grant, consider that a bonus.
Well, that's funny that you say that because I'll be calling Lynn for your information for one. But anyway, I have two businesses. I have one called Insurance Integrity and then one called Trace Puzzle. And I have wrote grants myself, screwed them up both really bad. So I'm looking for some assistance because, like I say, I don't know everything, but I have wrote them before. But when we wrote them, it was like, you take this section and you do that. And then another person did another section. Then somebody came through and viewed them all and put them into one massive, beautiful program. But I was only a part of the section. So, and the ones we wrote with our church was just easy peasy 501(c). So it was easier to get those. But like I said, with my businesses that I have now, I am trying to get grants to get things up and running. I'm still working, learning. Every day is a new adventure kind of thing. So
listen, Lynn can give you my contact information. Tanya, if
Definitely.
there's anything I could do to help you out. And like I said, our nonprofit, luckily we have a lot of people out there that are pitching in to help us get going. We have a big golf tournament coming up. We have a lot of things going on.
Beautiful.
But anything we can do to help you out, we're there for you.
I'm definitely calling you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Tanya,
Okay.
thank you for taking time and being here. I love you so much. Look forward to more podcasts and things with you. So God bless you. Hey, don't be choking over there on me.
But I've had an allergy thing all week long.
Everybody's
So
having
it's
a
crazy.
horrible.
Yeah.
Wait a
Tis the
minute, real
season.
quick. Tanya, did you get those horrible storms today? Did they come through Circleville?
What was that? I was scared to death.
I was scared to death. I called Lynn. I said, I don't know if I'm going to be on the podcast. I hope my house doesn't blow away. It was crazy.
Over by Kroger's, there was like this white line of clouds, and then these black clouds that was darting out of it. And we were at Kroger's.
Oh.
I'm like, hurry up, get in the car. We got it. I'm ready.
I know we got to go home to the basement.
Yeah. No, we don't have a basement, but I was ready to come home. It was crazy.
Well, I got to tell you, I was scared. I didn't even go to yoga. I didn't want to get in my car.
No, you probably did. You did the right thing by not going.
It's okay now, but
Tanya,
Tanya, thanks for popping in. You little sweet thing.
Thank
You're
you guys.
welcome
I
to.
appreciate
We
you.
have this show is as we see it, as we all see it as one. Is everybody has a different little standing where you stand and the perspectives we have, and we love sharing our different perspectives. So I'm sure I speak on behalf of Scott too. Scott, wouldn't you say we'd love to have her back?
Anytime, Tanya.
Oh,
God
thank
bless you
you.
and everything you do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I will be calling you, Scott.
And
Trust me.
congratulations on graduating.
Thank
with
you.
your with your
Oh.
300th degree.
I'm gonna play this one more time because it was so
Oh,
beautiful.
it gives me the goosebumps.
Yes.
Oh my
Look,
gosh.
okay, and
I'm
move
going to
you
hang
out.
up now.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Gosh,
so
they're
good.
beautiful.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, baby.
Bye, darling.
She's so modest. She's so modest.
He's like, peace out.
I want to
Beautiful voice.
acknowledge Steve Shope wrote
Yes.
a few
Oh,
comments ago.
yes.
One love, one heart, one destiny. Bob Marley.
Awesome.
One love.
Way to go, Steve.
Just that's what we're talking about here,
That's
brother. It's all one thing. Love is love,
Yes.
and
Yes.
kindness is kindness. There's no color to kindness. There's no color to love. There's no dollar amount on being a good person. And we just need to start realizing that. And you can't be a loving person to one person and then hate your neighbor and consider yourself a loving person. You
Thank
can't.
you.
You either carry this in your heart or you don't.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. I have a little story, a real quick little story to share.
Yes.
When you said that, it triggered a memory that, well, I wasn't born yet, but my grandmother had written stories about her mother. So it'd be my great grandmother, who was a midwife in the hills of Kentucky and delivered hundreds of babies and never lost a mother and never lost one baby. But the point to the story is, and I'm kind of proud of that, great people, non-judgmental, extremely love to every person, every neighbor, not just the white neighbors, right? In fact, when my great grandmother was delivering other babies all over the place, she herself had just had a baby and was nursing and had gone and delivered a baby to a Black woman. And the Black woman had her baby and her milk had not come in yet. And that was the only way you had to feed your baby back then.
Yeah.
Like, you had to nurse. Okay.
Mhm.
And many of them were extremely poor and didn't have maybe any other option. So my grandmother fed that baby until that woman's milk came in. And so the point here is that I was raised by people who don't see color, and I don't see color. And I'm proud of that. And the other thing, I have a question for Scott.
Yes.
Have you felt in any way, shape, or form in your life, have you felt stereotyped or judged because of your past?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there was a few things went on. First of all, my sister is my half sister is African American and white. So growing up with my little sister, who was a different color, was it labeled our household even.
Sure.
We were poor for a lot of our lives, so we got labeled that way. And then, of course, when I went, my addiction and everything else, and listen, these labels and everything else, I used to say things like, I don't see color. But you know what? I do see color, but color is what makes the world beautiful. A painting without color is a white canvas. It's nothing. We need color, and color is beautiful. And just to look upon every color as being beautiful in a different, it brings flavor. It's everything. That's what I'm looking for. It's like, I want to acknowledge our differences. I want to say, hey, look at, you got Native American and I've got, Welsh people who apparently explode when the sun comes out. This is what we are, but it's what makes us wonderful. It's what makes me want to get to know somebody. It's just, I don't want to hide from these things anymore and put blinders on and say, well, I don't see our differences. I want to see our differences, but celebrate them and say, this is why I like. Listen, I would never, ever, ever be with somebody who's exactly like me, because I would want to kill them.
Yeah.
I need some. I want
some balance.
Yes. I would kill me. I want to be with somebody who brings something different and celebrate those things. So, You know,
The
I mean, yeah,
spices.
I've been looked on as different many times in my life, but it's because I'm different that I can now share my experiences and help other people.
Yeah.
You know,
That's amazing.
I mean, we
so
don't just
everything
have
is the way it's supposed to be. Everything's
we
exactly how it's supposed to be.
yeah, we don't just have salt and pepper in our food, people.
Well, and the other thing is it would be, and when you explain it that way, so let me back up, let me rewind. And when I say I was raised in a family that doesn't see color, I see color. I
No, I
mean, we're
know. Yeah.
observant. I 100% agree with you though. Like if you didn't have paint on your canvas, it would be a white, stark, nothingness, boring, piece of white paper, right?
Yes.
So, for us to embrace everyone's differences and the colors, it makes everything so much more interesting and fun and beautiful. So I 100% agree. And I like the reference you made about on a canvas because all the painting you've been doing recently, which I'm all jazzed about. See my
I got
jazz
my
hands?
new one. John Lennon's right behind me over my shoulder there.
Oh, I see him.
You see him?
Uh-oh.
No,
I think we
Rex
lost
is still
Rex.
there, but
Oh,
he's
hi, Rex.
hiding. So I
But
just
I'm so impressed with that. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, so I think that you're telling me then, even through your childhood, even long before you became an addict, you were being labeled and judged.
Yes.
But
yeah, I even remember I grew up in Syracuse with like Lynn, but for a short time we moved out to a place called Cato Meridian, which was a farmland outside of Syracuse, and it was really farmlands.
Yeah.
And I was quite young at the time. We moved out there for a short period of time, maybe 8-9 months. And I went to a school, and they asked me at the school. They said, because they knew I went to school in the city. They said, what was it like going to school? And this was the teacher asking me, what was it like going to school with all those black kids? And I looked, and that's when the first time I looked around, I realized I was surrounded by nothing but white rednecks. And I'm like, wow, to even ask me a question as an adult, to ask a child a question like that, you are so uninformed to believe that it would be different. So I answered it the only way I knew how. I said it was a lot better than being around stupid rednecks.
You did? How old
Yeah.
were you?
I was about 12.
yeah, it's probably after you left Sealy.
Yeah, it was sometime after that, and I got in. A friend of mine, he was living with my family at the time, and he and I went to the school, and it's like first day of school, we end up with all these kids trying to beat us up, and I'm like, yeah it's because we were different. We were different, and it's like people want to knock down what's different. They're afraid of different. They're threatened by different, or they think it would be, if everybody was the same flavor, we would be all so boring.
Yeah.
But I just, I don't get it. I don't understand why. I see somebody and I see either the color of their skin or the culture they're coming from or the things that they do, and I'm fascinated. I want to know more. I want to know more about you. The beautiful people in this world are the ones who have learned to mix those cultures and those races and those colors all together and just exist. And it's the most beautiful thing in the world to see that. It's great to see, like, okay, the big white family over there, the big Mexican family over there, the big like Lynn, the Italians over there, and then the African American. And it's like good to see all those little cultures celebrating. Yeah. But what's really cool is when you go to the Mexican American festival.
Yes, Cinco de Mayo, 2 years,
and everybody shows up.
Yep, in 2 days. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And Tanya, who was just on our show, says, "Great show, wonderful people."
Oh,
we love you, Tanya, and I just thank you. I literally asked her less than an hour ago if she wanted to show up, and she sure
she's
did.
A gamer. She says, "Sure."
Yeah, and that's what I love. The show has become, we just have an open door policy.
You know what this is? A melting pot. Your show. It's a melting pot.
It is.
Everyone's
you're a
welcome.
beautiful person, Scott. Good words. Michael said he'll come on our show sometime too.
Mikkel.
I want to talk about filming and everything. Mikkel, don't you be calling him Mikkel.
Who cares? His last name is Wolf. He's just the wolf. He's the wolf.
He's so
yes,
strong and
I should send him a
empowering.
link right now before we gotta go. Let me see. I'm gonna send him the. Hey,
speaking of shows, I gotta tell everybody. I watched the show last week. It was last Wednesday night at 8:00. And quickly became one of my favorite shows. Anybody know the name of that show?
Find It.
I was watching Find It. And Debbie,
Wednesday at 8:00.
you did a great job. You know, I love you as a host. I think you're fantastic.
I know.
I think people need to pay attention because you're going to be like through the roof.
I know, right? And our
You are
producer,
incredible. And I'm what?
I like the way you're talking.
I like the way you talk, good.
I like
Oh
the way you're
yeah, you're talking.
talking.
Scott or Michael, we went ahead. I sent you a messenger. Let's see. Click that link. See what happens.
So
See what happens.
I can't wait, Scott. I gotta get you. I gotta get you on.
Yes,
Find
on the
It.
show.
Yeah,
Find it.
every time I get on a show with you, I just find myself having more and more questions.
Well, I definitely anytime I'm always available to you whenever you want, except when I'm not. But
yeah, when I'm calling him,
I just finished scheduling what's going on in the next month and a half, so now I can pick a date for you. But I'm going up to Connecticut because I'm celebrating my daughter's wedding, and we're celebrating the birth of my grandson. And my son from New Orleans is going to come up, who just called me over the last few days and told me that he quit drinking and he's walking the path and he's doing great. And I'm so proud of him. And you know, so many good things happened. And the funny thing is that all of this stuff happens. And then today I got a call from the New Jersey State Coroner's Office about the death of my wife, my kid's mother. And they wanted to interview me because they're putting task force together to fight addiction in New Jersey. So I did this 1.5-hour interview with them, and I went over stuff. We connected with my company and the state, and I'm gonna help them as much as I can. New Jersey's paying attention, trying to fix the addiction problem. So wonderful things are happening, and I am blessed to be a part of anything because God knows I didn't deserve it. I gave up my membership card to the human race a long time ago, and somehow somebody gave me another one. So I'm just blessed to be here, guys.
Yeah, Scott, and Billings, Montana needs you too. We've got a lot of drug issues in this
I
town.
want him at our school for sure. I want to zoom him in
Listen, Debbie, I already talked to my business partner. Whatever you want, whatever we got is at your disposal. We're there for you. Whatever you need.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Needed big time everywhere, really. But man, I'm telling you, and I just got to say, let's go back to what you said. You know you're worthy, though, right? You said you feel good now that you're in recovery. You're doing good things to help other people. You feel worthy. No? Yes.
I feel honored.
I think honored. Yeah,
I feel honored.
I was going to say honored.
I don't know that worthy is the word. The reason why is because I once heard a statement from a certain group of sobriety people that said, stick with the winners. And which means if you're in sobriety, you're a winner. And if you don't make it to sobriety, you're a loser. And I said, I'll never take that. So that's why I don't think worthy and all those other things. I think I've been blessed to be given a chance. I am honored that I have the platform, that I could do what I do. I think there's a lot of completely worthy people that unfortunately never make it.
Yeah.
Because I think everybody's worthy.
And hey,
exactly. So I try to keep that. I try to keep that in check. And I remember I am blessed. I am not. I didn't earn this. I did not. It's not because I'm a great guy. It's because I was given a chance that a lot of other good people out there never got. And the truth is, part of what I do it because of them. I do it for them because of the loss of my friends. If I were to ignore this and not help other people, that would be like, excuse the phrase, but pissing on the graves of my friends. Yeah. And I need to honor them by saying their loss is my strength and their message is the message I have to carry. So and that's what I think, I guess.
Scott, it's just like look at the Judds. They
oh my God, yeah.
They were able to say that we lost our mom due to mental illness, I think is what they said.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know what the deal is, but
but the thing is that to give light to mental illness, that people don't understand, you can die from that, as opposed to saying suicide. Someone taking their life, because people see as suicide that somebody literally is trying to kill themselves, and that's not necessarily the right verbiage to use in situations like that either.
No, but it's all of us. Lynn, you're good because you put yourself out there and talk about yourself. Debbie, I can tell your heart is when you're talking, you're not half-assing, you're trying to appease people. You're giving them
Yeah.
who you are.
Yeah.
And people could see that and they could sense that. And that's what makes you wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's what we need more people to do is just put yourselves out there. Who's
Yeah.
going to hurt you? The only
Yeah.
one that's ever hurt you in your whole life is you.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy too that
we let all those influences, you know,
yeah,
outside
and
influences.
it's really all the years that I worried so much about if people liked me. You know, like, oh, I hope I didn't hurt their feelings. Did I say something? Oh my God, wonder what I did. I mean, it was like, it's insane. And then you get to a point, and I hope everyone does, and I'm hoping I've raised my kids to care a whole lot less than, listen, I care a lot. So what happens is when you're a person that cares a lot, sometimes it's misplaced and you care more about what someone else thinks than maybe what you do, right? So then I have myself, I can speak for me, I've gotten to a place where, and it's with meditation and prayer and a different self-awareness by listening to everyone, including Rex. And I started the journey several years ago, but especially in the last 2 years, I have come so far with I acknowledge, and if that someone's feelings, and if I have done anything to upset them, I will most definitely apologize. But I don't then I don't ruminate about it. I don't allow it to keep me up at nights. I know what's important, and I know I'm doing the best I can, and that I know how. And I gotta love me and do what I think is right. And if that offends people, then that's more on them.
Their problem. Yeah. Four agreements is great for that. Be impeccable with your words. Do the best you can. It's not about you. I mean, you know,
it's amazing how many times people ask people, you know, do they like me, or, you know, did I do okay? Instead of looking in the mirror saying, how do I feel? Do I like me? Do I like me? Am I somebody I want to spend time with? You know, and we don't ask ourselves those questions, do we?
Yeah. Look at Steve wrote here, Scott. Want to read that?
I feel successful but unfulfilled. Scott's career sounds fulfilling. It is, Steve. And, you know, if you're not doing something that fulfills you, change directions, because there's no amount of money that gives you self-worth.
I told him he should just come out in Montana, hang out with me, but that hasn't worked.
Head down to Florida. At least it's warm.
Well, you know, Hey, Steve, I have something to say to Steve. You know what? It is so difficult to figure out what you want to be when you grow up sometimes, because you do want to have a good career, but you also want to feel fulfilled and find joy in it. And, you know, I think Scott, Lord knows he's gone through the trenches to figure out what his calling is. I don't think you want to go that route. But, you know, if you pay attention during every day, what sparks you and what gives you a little bit of joy, start paying attention to that, and then just see, can I make a career out of this? Or maybe just a side gig, you know?
You know what gives me joy is producing this fabulous show. And, you know, I want to share real quick that little video that we have here, where is it? I'm going to just tease and show it again.
Coming on. You never...
Okay, look at you guys. Listen, I am
air guitar.
You know what? I just love that thing. I mean, here, I got to do it this way because this is so cool. Here we go.
Okay.
Where is it? Let's do it this way. Here we go.
Oh, here we are. We're gonna rock it out tomorrow.
Yeah, we are gonna rock. So
I got my guitar hanging up over there. I could go grab that off the wall and start jamming.
You're so
well. You know what? It's really cool because I have the privilege and honor just to produce her show, and yet what we've been doing is so cool because Debbie actually sees me do production. She actually watches while I work. And what's great is she's given me creative rights. And that's what I love is we just come together and we make things happen together, and that's what's really cool. Somebody might look at that, oh, that's simple, it's no big deal, but if you knew what went into it, it makes it
And we
pretty
have
damn
fun in the
special.
process too. It's like, it's just cool.
It is.
I was going to say too, in my book, I had also written, you know, when we were talking about, do you like me or whatever, one of the pages that I'd handwritten was, do you like me? Check the box. Yes or no. Do you remember in school? You know, like didn't have cell phones or anything. It's like, you're not like texting anybody. You write handwritten notes.
I was
So I
always the
wrote-
one to hedge their bets, and I put maybe in the middle just in case.
There's
I just wanted to hedge my bets. I wasn't too good with the black and white thing. I needed a little gray area.
We need some gray area in here.
What page was that? Let's see. Oh, here it is.
But I know. Wait, did you just find it? But then I say, you know what? That's okay, because it doesn't matter if you check yes or no. That's my job. Do you like me? That's my job.
Yes.
And that's the point. Like, you think even way back when we were kids, we were writing notes, do you like me? And hope for a yes.
Until the teacher grabbed the note and it's, who do you like? What? You get embarrassed. Not that that ever happened to me. I'm talking about for a friend.
What?
Yeah.
yeah. It's not
Scott
really me.
says, Debbie, I'm not sure who's on your show tomorrow night, but I know my good friend Theodora will be on your show on the 11th, and I can't wait.
Yes.
Excellent.
On the 11th,
Tomorrow night. Scott, if you don't have, do you have a show this week with Nicole?
I've got a show with Nicole, so I'll be getting done just as you're going on.
Okay, but this guy, you're going to love him. His name is Joe Ingram, and this guy is a character. He's so funny. Freaking funny. He is just like, he's a business genius. He's just an amazing guy, and it'll be so much fun.
I don't know about funny. I'm very serious, you know. So
well, see, and that's the other thing. The fact that you can take your life and the things that you've been through and still laugh and you share things, you're hilarious.
He is. Absolutely.
You're really funny. And so
is.
that's cool too, because, you know, you and I have had guest speakers at our school, in our school district, talking about recovery and all like that. And that's a lot of heavy stuff. And if you tell it all as heavy as it is, it's so hard to hear.
Yeah.
Listen, you can only wake up on the hood of your car with your keys in the ass so many times before you find the humor in life. All right. I mean, it's just
okay. This is the end of the show.
I just had a
literally put the end of the show to it. If there wasn't a way to end the show,
no, it's
NBO.
It's just laughter is everything. Laughter is love.
Yes,
laughter is love, and I just find it. You know, I keep it going. And
you know, that's the truth. I mean, you know, it's even scientifically proven when you laugh. I mean, you get the natural high and the endorphins to help you feel better. So I agree. You're hilarious.
And when I go in and I teach in rehabs and I teach to kids and stuff and to people in treatment, I'm always cracking them up. And sometimes the owners will come out and they're like, that's not how we do things here. And I'm like, but that's how I do things. If somebody was to sit and try to listen to a lecture, half of their brain capacity is actually spent on trying to focus. There's just so much of your brain that you have to actually expend to block things out and focus. Mm-hmm. But when you're laughing, your whole brain gets involved. 9 parts of your brain light up. And what happens is your brain actually says, give me more. So you actually learn more through laughter because your brain is reaching out for more endorphins, more dopamine flow. So keep people laughing. And if you're not doing it, you're not helping anybody.
Which by the way, Live, Love, Laugh, this in the middle of the month is going to start back on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I will be having that. And Randy Grimes will be on there before too long. And
excellent.
Have Nicole, and I'll have a bunch of other people. We're going to make a difference in this world, Scott.
Oh, one last one. Thursday night, I'm restarting Scott's Guide to Surviving an Imperfect Life. So that will be coming back on Thursday nights. Not this week, but next week it'll be starting up again. So Scott's Guide to Surviving an Imperfect Life. I'll send you guys invites and everything.
Oh, I definitely want it. Now, are you going to just be a one-man show, or are you having guests on?
It's a one-man show, but I'll bring guests on every once in a while. But usually it's like a half hour of me just, talking about how to be kind. Yeah. I did a whole show on not looking at your phone when you're in the checkout line at the supermarket, because what you're doing is you're ignoring somebody who is working their ass off for $7.50 an hour, and we've got the audacity to sit there and look at our phones while they're ringing up food they can't afford.
Yep.
Give them a kind word, say something nice to them, be a decent human being. and it'll change your life and their life. So that's the kind of stuff I like to talk about. So
And being present. And we got to go. It's past an hour.
All right.
Hold on,
well,
wait,
really quick, though, listen to can we snippet that? Here's the thing. The smallest.
You tell somebody you're a producer and they want you to snip everything.
I
Yeah, just-
know.
Get a reputation.
Listen, here's what I want to say. No, that is inspiring. Like Scott, what you just said
Yes.
seems like a no-brainer. Like, oh yeah, but no, people need to stop, and including me, need to stop and think. Put the phone away, engage with everyone, smile, be kind, and like, I don't know, like you just saying that,
Yeah,
really struck me. I think that's important. Okay,
thank you. Will you be on my show with me?
I would love to be on your
Okay,
show.
excellent.
Oh my
We'll do that.
gosh, it's just little
Love
things
it.
like that, like day to day, like you can do a whole thing on that. Like you're going, it's amazing.
We miss
I'm
opportunities
inspired.
every day to be better human beings and to better the lives of everybody we come in contact with. We miss those opportunities every day. If we add all those up, it would be amazing how much happiness we left at the side of the road. It's just amazing, and I don't want anybody doing that anymore. But anyway, I love you guys. I love both you guys.
We love you too.
So in closing,
great,
Debbie,
man.
what would you like to say in closing, Debbie?
In closing,
Yes.
I'd like to say you guys rock, and so does Find It. Nana.
Nana.
See you tomorrow night, and more of this, what you guys got going on. I mean, it is.
Thank you.
You're going to grow this audience to be huge, and you have so much to share. I'm so proud of you guys, and so that's it.
That's awesome. Rex said bye-bye to us. He's
Rex has moved on to dessert. He's not with us now.
Hold on. Hi, Rex. Can you
Hi,
hear
Rex.
us, Rex?
I'm here. By the way, Lynn, I want you to know that I spent decades denying I was Puerto Rican too.
You did a really good job.
I love you, Rex.
Well, no, but it's true. I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I'm not Puerto Rican. So
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you Puerto Rican? I don't know.
No.
I don't know if that's really
amazing.
funny or offensive. I can't even tell anymore.
I know. You know what? The way your brain works and thinks, and that's funny.
So Rex, in closing, what would you like to say? Because I always love to hear what you got to say. What wisdom
give
do
us
you
some
have for
good.
us, Rex?
I think that your audience gets to have an incredible time with the three of you, that Scott and you and Debbie make an awesome force, a trio for goodness, and that you have, and there was also Art and, it was Jerry. I'm sorry, I said Art, and Tanya, right?
Tanya, yep.
You know, so, but you add value to your listeners and viewers and watchers and all the people, and you demonstrate that you. There you go, Joel.
Joe's on tomorrow night. That's a little bit of Joe Ingram tomorrow night.
If you want a little bit more, he's hilarious. Joe, you better bring it. You better bring it tomorrow. I've told everybody you're going to be entertaining. So
you were saying, Rex, I'm sorry.
No, you you guys, you know how to bring it. You know how to deliver, and you deliver great value to the people who come to you. And I hope that more and more come each and every day, and that each of your shows together, separately, independently, or whatever you do, prosper in ways that you can't even begin to imagine at this time. And I'm sure that they will.
And I can't wait, because Rex and I are going to fix our schedule, and we are going to have a podcast together. So I'm super excited. That's in the horizon. It's been in the making for a year, but we're getting really close to figuring something out. And just do it.
And I have Rex booked for my show too.
Yes, she booked me for the show.
Can't wait to pick his brain.
Would you please eat dinner before the show?
Yes, I will. Well, yes, right.
He thinks this is dinner theater. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
He's gonna try to find the bottom of his bowl during Find It. That's what he's gonna find.
I was racing to get done.
I'm so glad you came on, even
Rex.
though you're the mysterious behind the little white dot. We're still happy to
Look,
you're here.
Look, there's no
great
mystery
eyes.
because Lynn, the graphic designer,
I love that. That's that's like one of my least favorite headshots. Stuck on James Bond's body. And
It wasn't James Bond. It was the other guy. You said you wish he had his body, and I took care of it. I fulfilled your wish.
I think it's you life on your terms, and there's this bald-headed guy in a tuck. And yeah, if you only knew. But
you know what?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to say his look says, Lynn, I'm going to get you for this.
Yeah,
like looks like a
actually
pissed off maitre d' is what he looks like.
That's my Lynn. I'm going to get you for this look. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, Rex.
What I was going to say is, Lynn is threatening a podcast with me, and what it does is it conjures up images of the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they're coming, they're coming, my God, they're coming. Yeah, and so just
here
know
it is. That's her master work right there.
Yeah.
Hey, and Rex, you have a movie coming up real soon, don't you?
On Father's Day, it's supposed to be released. It's called Shooting Star. On my show, I just interviewed the producer of that. That's Peter Shereko. He and Mike Pfeiffer, the director, wrote and produced, and then Mike directed the movie. Peter actually gave me the job, and I've known Peter for, I don't know, 12 years or longer. And so I can't tell you who all stars in it, but I got to work with some really good actors. And Michael Paré, if you know who Michael Paré is from Freeze and Fire and Eddie and the Cruisers, and Peter himself. I got a scene with Peter, so that was wonderful. But yeah, on Father's Day, which is in June,
next month,
June 20th, I think. I can't remember.
Next month. And where is it going to play, Rex?
I have no idea. And I think I asked Peter that on the show. I know I asked him before the show and said, how is it going to open in theaters? He said that's all being worked on right now. So whether it streams or ends up in a mega Walmart or whatever in the discount bin, or if it is in theaters, I have no idea.
But Joe's Garage on Main Street. You got to stop by.
I'm just wondering if Rex has a dramatic glasses thrown in that movie.
No, and I almost, and it's funny because it's a Western, and there were shots of me, behind the scenes wearing glasses, and I was like, I think I could almost have gotten away with that, I mean, even though they're, 100 years later, but. Joel just said something.
Joel says, I'm sure the tuxedo pick got you the job. 12 years, no movie. Lynn does the tux pick, and boom, you got a job.
If you watch the show, Peter says why he hired me.
Okay.
Oh, really? Right. Okay, cool. I'll share that on my page, Rex.
I mean,
that's fun, Rex.
I knew he hired somebody else for this reason. For the reason that he says on the show. He told me when we were in his trailer on the ranch, he goes, "Oh, I hired this guy because of that." He didn't say that he hired me for this very same reason, which he says on the show. So it's an interesting thing.
That's awesome. And so you did this movie before COVID, is that correct?
We did it, the end of like November, December, or October, something of 2019. And I was in Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles. I live in the Midwest. I was in LA until February, I think, of 2020. I came back to the Midwest, and I've been in the Midwest ever since because of COVID. I didn't want to. I mean, the heck with it. I'm not going to fly. Flying is not that enjoyable when it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be great. Used to fly back in the 70s when I flew around, then you have big planes and all this stuff, and
smoking on the planes.
Yeah,
they put all the smokers in the back and the non-smokers in the front, but all the people in the back are blowing their smoke forward.
Well, but at one time you could smoke anywhere on the plane.
Yeah, and
that's true.
And Joe and O.J. Simpson, they had the commercial with him running through the airport with his suitcase because he was running late. Remember that?
Yeah.
Then he tripped on that glove, and that I'm sorry, that was something else. Never mind.
That's another show.
But now they shove you into a cigar tube, and don't feed you anything worthwhile, and make you stand with a velvet rope or whatever. I mean, Oh, you saw us? Did you see me in Main Street Beast?
Scott Ricard.
That's so funny that you saw that movie.
I got to write that down. I got to
Well,
find that.
I'll tell you about that movie. They did this a friend of mine stars in it. But most of the people I know, but the producer I think it was last summer, said, "Oh, you won an award." And I go, "For what?" He goes, "You won an award for best actor in a feature." And I went, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, you beat out Danny Trejo and all these people." I'm like, "You're kidding?" He said, "Yeah, a mainstream meet." So Scott knows the part, so it's amazing. But I was an afterthought essentially. They had cast a movie, they're making a movie, and then somebody said, "Oh, let's get Rex." In the story, I was OJ.
Oh my gosh. That Joe Ingram doesn't want us to forget to stay tuned tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Make sure to
Eastern
watch that
time
show.
and watch that show. Cause I'll tell you what, you start out, but the second show is always the best. That's all I gotta say. And even in drama, by the third show is a charm. I mean, like you're just practicing the play the first time, and then you go on and you get better. So he's gonna bring fire. He's gonna be really good. He's going to be really good.
Find it.
So let me say this in closing out.
Yes.
Enough about me. But you guys really do deliver. You really do bring everything. I know you and Joel bring it tomorrow. Debbie's got a marvelous show. Scott, you guys. Well, it kind of goes for that saying, Joe. And
if he's never had a COVID.
I'm sorry for everybody in the podcast. We just were reading something. And I'm
sorry,
that was a private spot there.
But thank you for your kind comments.
Yes, Rex, because you're
Rex.
You're a class act,
beautiful person. Class act. That's exactly what he
is. And as you all are, and so I wish you the very best and much success now and in your future as always. And obviously we're all going to be in touch. But thank you for the opportunity to be here and to share some time with you and just keep going on and transforming the world with your thoughts and your ideas and your words and your pictures. So thank you.
Thank you, Rex.
And I'll tell you what, we are blessed to have you in our presence. I love you so much. He's a mentor, a friend. I just love him dearly. And he was my Valentine this year. I asked him to be my Valentine. So
and he said, okay.
And he said yes.
He marked
I thought
the
you
box.
already were.
He checked the yes.
Yes, he did.
Yes, check.
Well, you guys, this has been a great show. And again, I'm super excited. I need to have Joe on my Live, Love, Laugh podcast here soon too. I'm super excited to have all these shows on podcast, and I'll have this up in a day or so and get that out to everybody. So again, thank you everyone for being here. We really appreciate you. We have an open door policy on Tuesday nights. If you are interested to be a part of our show, to share how you see it with us, we would be honored and we'd love that. And with that, I say goodnight.
And Debbie, you're always an automatic. Always.
And yeah, Scott.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Anything in closing, Scott?
Just, you know what? You want to treat the world better, start by treating yourself better. Anybody who's out there being mean and ugly and throwing disparities at other people, it's a reflection of what's going on inside themselves. You know, you want to fix a house, you got to start by fixing the foundation, and you're the foundation. So do something good for yourself, physically take care of yourself. That'll manifest itself out. And sooner or later, we'll not have these conversations about disparities and about diversity. What we'll do is we'll be celebrating everybody's differences. So take care of yourselves. That's how you fix it.
And I want to thank everybody that's in my network, all the podcasters that come together, all the people that I know and love and trust and feel really honored. I don't know why I waited so long to surround myself with people that are like-minded, that are caring, loving, and being around those that just brought me down to the bottom of the barrel. Every day, because of them, I do what I do because they back me, they support me, and they love me. And that's what you need. You need to love and support everybody, because when somebody knows you care, it's amazing what they will do fuss. They will spoot on to somebody else. It's paying it forward. It's just be kind, just love each other, and just know that we're not all different. We're all the human race. And once we show more peace, like Rex says, and we talk more about peace and doing peace, we'll finally get peace in this world. But until then, we need to not clarify and amplify and always talk about the negative. We always just need to talk more and want to hear the good news in the world, not what's bad, but the things that are going to uplift us to make a difference in other people once we get impact. So enough said. I could go on, but I love you two guys. I love all three of you. I love everybody. I just see love. And, that's the Pollyanna in me, and I'm not going to change. So God bless. Talk to you guys later. Bye. And let's here we go.
Keeping me safe inside.